Hey everyone, what's up? My name is Crazy Dutchman, and today we're going to continue the long series of Unreal Engine 4 tutorial for an RPG game. Now, today we're going to look at character creation and setting up our character the right way, the way we want it. So, what I always like to do is I like to add a map that I call my map. So I call it my stuff. This way I keep everything very centered. So what you want to do is you might want to make a map, right click, new folder, called my stuff. Keep it in here. Now you can also, if you want, change the color so that you can keep it very clear. Make sure you always can find it. Click on the show or hide resources panel to have all the resources at your disposal. And yeah, let's go over the basic layout. So this is basically the only layout I use. What you want is obviously the big view with all the options. This is the world outliner. In the world outliner you can find all the things that are in the world as well as clicking on them. And then you have the details and world settings panel. And in this panel you can adjust things. For example, if I want to make this one 2 times as big, I can do it like that. And then play with a character that's 2 times as big. And that's quite simple to do. Now we're going to delete this character and we're only going to play with the player start. Now as you can see, I do not have a drop-down menu here. So if you don't have the little menu here on the side, go to Window and click on Place Actors. Now this is a very important little window that you always need to have up. So what you need is you need to add a player start. And the player start will dictate where the player will start, which is you, right? Then what you can do is you can actually go to world settings here. You can actually change the game mode. So let's say right now we are in third-person game mode, which is actually the game mode for your third-person character. If you were to change this to this game mode, for example, something else will happen. Now we're flying camera. And this is how the game will actually start. Alright, let's go to the third-person BP folder. Go into blueprints and find the third-person character and the third-person game mode and drag them to the My Stuffs folder. Now this is all we're going to need for today. We are going to make our guy do stuff. Now, this is actually quite an easy setup. You want to double click on the third person and now you get the scripter, the specifics of the character. There's a lot of information. All you need to focus on is what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how this works. So this is the VR stuff. We're going to delete that because we're not going to use VR. So this is the input for the gamepad. This basically dictates that your character can move left and right. Now this is all a little bit complex for now, but that's what this does. Just the mouse input, which will basically do the same as the stuff above, except then with the mouse, because if you're using a gamepad or a mouse, click the jump button. This button will actually make you jump. And then we have the touch input, which we're not going to use either, because we're not going to use the touchpad. And then we have movement input, which actually keeps the movement, which is WASD, right? And this is all the basic stuff. Now we want our character to attack. We want our character to sprint. And we're going to focus on the sprint part first. What you want to do is you want to find sprint. The last episode we created an action event for this. And this is the input action sprint. What you want to do is upon pressed, you want the character to start sprinting. But in order to do that, we need to get the movement from the character movement, the speed, the walk speed. Because the walk speed is essentially the speed that will dictate how far the character walks. In this case, if we turn it to 300, we can see that the character will actually move a lot slower than it did before. So let's click that one. So what we need to do is we need to get the character movement, then we need to find in the character movement walk speed, and we need to find set max walk speed. Now when we press, we want to set max walk speed to 600. And what will happen now is it will be slow, and then when we press on shift, it will go faster. Now what we need is we need to do the same thing, but then for the release button. This one will go back to 300. And this is a very simple sprint system. Extremely simple. You will actually have now a character that will standard walk in walk speed. And then when you press on shift, it will run. And when you let go, it will go back to walk speed. So now that's how we're going to set this up. But first, we need to also change the character model. Now we got the Paragon guy that we got before, which is this character, and everything is already set up for him. So once we open that, now we'll load some textures, which is fine, but everything is basically already set up in this character. But we want to set everything up ourselves. So we're going to go to the character mesh of the Greystone character, and then find Greystone himself. And here he is. And then we are going to basically create, so you want to right click on the Greystone skeleton and you want to create a blend space 1D, and you want to create a animation blueprint. Open both of these up because we're going to need them both. Now let's pull all these things in our My Stuff map, so we get everything together, so we know what we're dealing with. All right, we got everything in the My Stuff map. We want to open our third-person character, and then we want to change this to the what's his name? Greystone guy. But it's not working. This animation doesn't work, and can't be that easy, right? Well, that's true. We want to select our animation blueprint that we created and put it in the animation blueprint slot right here. So I'll show you in a second. So this slot has to be filled with the animation blueprint we just made. And now, this is what we got. Now, what you want to do is you want to find the event blueprint update animation. So you can just go event blueprint update animation graph. From here, you want to draw from the pointer, which basically this is how the coding works. And you want to click in is valid. But the is valid determines if the thing that's put in here, so this will be the object, is actually valid or not valid. So what we want to do is we want to get a try get pawn owner. Now in this case, it will actually look for an owner, which is the player of this pawn. And if it is valid, so if it is the pawn owner, it will do stuff. All right, so from the get pawn owner, we want to find get movement component. And this will actually find the movement component, essentially. And then we want to find the is falling. So in this case, it is falling. And then from that, we want to promote it to variable. We want to click it to the is valid. And this variable is going to be called is falling. Or is in error. Maybe that's better. Alright. I will explain everything in due time. Just get these things set up. Now we need to have the speed of this pawn. Alright, so we get velocity, vector length, vector length, and then we need to get this, we need to promote this as well, and this will be speed. Alright, so what do? We looked at this character, the pawn, and we got the pawn owner, and we looked if it's falling, and we got the velocity, and from the velocity we got a variable, which will be speed. So if something is moving, how fast is it moving? And we need those things in order to actually work with animation graph. This is the animation graph. And in the animation graph, it will show you what the animation of the character will do depending on variables that we have made right here. And variables that are from the actual character, which we will do more with later. For example, attacking, defending, sprinting, right? Okay. What you want to set up now is a state machine. State machine basically tells the character what it's doing, depending on the factors. So you want to go into this state machine. Well, I can actually call it locomotion. So go into the state machine, and from here we're going to add a state. This state is going to be walk/sprint. Go in here, get the blend space that we just created, add it in here, get the variable speed, set it in here. Now open the blend space. This is the blend space. And for the blend space, we want three things. We want idle, so just add an idle. I don't know what kind of idle this is. I don't know where my guy went. But we just need an idle. There we go. And then we need a walk. Actually don't know what it's called with this guy. I guess we have jog. I guess we have travel mode forward. I mean, I should probably have walked in this first. Okay, let's just start with jog. Jog forward in the middle, and then I guess the travel mode forward, which is the faster one, right? All right. Perfect. Save this. Change the horizontal axis to 600 because that's going to be the maximum speed our character will actually move in. And then for the idle animation, set the rate scale to 0.1 because I don't know what it's doing. It's going a little bit too fast. Or maybe just set it to 1. Yep. And then get the jog and put the jog in the middle as well. Or the, what was it called? Yeah, the jog forward. Put one there as well. There we go. That's good. Save it. Alright, why is the maximum axis value 600? Because our character's maximum speed will be 600 and the middle speed will be 300. This way we can easily access those values in this 0 to 600 range. Now, this should actually do it. Alright, so you need to compile the main skeleton, and then once you go in here, it works. Now, when we spawn our character, we can walk around and we can sprint with our sprinting. And that's how easy that's done. Our character runs, our character sprints. When it jumps, it does weird stuff, but we'll fix that in another episode. That's essentially how we can set up a basic character movement. So yeah, that was the ending of this episode. We got a basic character movement, and we have the project all set up. In the next episode, we're going to look at more interesting things like the jumping mechanics, that it actually looks right, because now it looks weird. We're going to add a melee attack with an actual hitbox setup, and we're going to add health bars and all that stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.